I'm right now in the Zoma Museum here in Addis, and something that caught my eye, what I heard before, is these kind of houses, because these houses, they are made out of mud and straw. That's at least what they just told me, and they look so unique. They carve beautiful patterns with their hands inside, and they told me that they're even like automatically cooling inside. It's never too hot, never too cold. So it's a very interesting way to build a house, like how do you say it, like resourceful, very uniquely. Like just look at the patterns. Now let me just show you how they look. So it's so unique, and you have see all these different styles. And I would say, like, usually when we think of a mud hut, it's like maybe something very different than this, but you see how unique and beautiful they actually are. Let me show you how much work goes into this. You see, they all look like little leaves that they carved here inside. It's also very robust, so it's very strong. And this is just like what I can, like when I can now just take a lesson from it, you know. It's like it doesn't need to be expensive to be very unique, but like the uniqueness, just the idea, like building a mud house like this, for example, just going to a place, seeing something like this is an inspiration itself, you know. Like you see, like there are so many different unique ideas out there, like in terms of now Airbnb, for example. Like now we can learn from all the different places we go to, you know. Like maybe from this place I learn like how they build these mud houses. I learn how they construct them, what the advantages is, like what could be done. I go to another hotel, another place, I see maybe some unique furniture, I see something unique in the garden, I see some unique guest experience. I get into a hotel, I smell something like when I enter the place. So like all these different things, like little nuances, like I'm just like now wanting to show you the lesson of like always keep your eyes open, especially in the short-term rental space now with Airbnbs. If you want to build your own, if you have your own, like just get out and like source as much inspiration as possible. And I was also like learning about the story from the guy who founded Walmart, like the American supermarket chain. And there I was reading that he was probably the guy who went the most into other supermarkets, like all over the country. He stopped by every single one, went into thousands of supermarkets, and always took a small idea from every single shop. Even if they were not doing the best, even if they do things maybe badly, there's still something, one thing maybe you can take from them, you know. As one example, he went into one of the supermarket stores. They were not doing the best. It was like a regular store, but like they had at least a nice arrangement for the candles, for example. So he implemented this into his own supermarket, the next shop, and next shop, and so on and so on and so on. And I just want to emphasize the same thing here, you know, because we also, as short-term rental owners, and wanting to create these unique experiences, wanting to create something special for our guests, you know, like we gotta learn as well, and not just look at the things we do ourselves, but rather also like look at what everybody else is doing, because there's people do things on a good level already, like everywhere in a set different. It can be restaurants, it can be hotels. Like you can just draw so many lessons even from very different fields of business, but that also are there to take care of customers, and just let them flow into your own short-term rental. And the more you do this, the more you can improve the guest experience, the more happier your guests will be, and the more clients you can attract, especially with like small things or like big things like this now, you know. I can just feel how cool it is here in this area because of this. And let me just show you once again the patterns a bit more close up, how beautiful this actually is. And it's really a mud hut, you know. It's crazy, like beautiful how they made it. It looks so unique. Like I really don't want to know how much work went into this. And I was even reading once that, for example, now that these are even more stable than like concrete houses because of the way they are constructed and the material they use for these. So yeah, I hope this gives you some value, like to really keep your eyes open, you know. Like even for me, like when I used to have my marketing business, it was always, I could draw so many lessons. When I was working with different e-commerce brands, for example, I could draw lessons to another business, even to manufacturing. I could bring these lessons to restaurants. I could bring these lessons to like apps, for example, as well. So like all these different lessons, they created so much more value, like in total and overall, than just when I would have just looked at the things I do all the time, you know. Like get your inspiration in, like you can copy things here and there. It's not a bad thing, as long as you like let it flow into your own way of thinking, into your own way of doing things. Then it will be unique, and you can really create the best possible experience for your guests, for your customers, and create some unique guest experiences and things you guests will never stop talking about. So that's already it from this video here. I'm just trying to push out some more content. If you like things like this, or you're also in the short-term rental space, or wanting to build your first short-term rental or optimize here on the African continent, I put a link down below in the description to our Homebase Africa program, where we teach you all of this. We help you to actually build a sustainable and profitable short-term rental business, and this not alone, because we have a community of people doing the same thing, pushing each other. And if you really take this business seriously here on the African continent, and you want to make something out of this and have an impact, then just click the link down below, join us, and I would love to see you there. Let's see you in the next video.